Now we are going to study another theory about the leadership and management. The theory is called emotional intelligence theory. This is the work of Daniel Goleman. There are two concepts that we need to discuss here. One is called IQ. IQ stands for intellectual quotient. For the purpose of making it simple, I usually call it's the mathematics skills, the ability to solve complex problem in numeric ways. Whenever you appear in some test of some university or job in future, you will always find that IQ will be tested. Some maths problems will be tested from you. A is taller than B 5 times, and C is taller than B 6 times. What is the height of Mr. A, for example, and kind of this stuff. Uh, 22 multiplied by 33 divided by 44 multiplied by 99 is equal to what? And how quickly you solve all these things, this is called IQ skill of a person, intellectual quotient. And originally, this was understood that the IQ skill is required for every manager. If he can solve the problems quickly, mathematically, in numeric ways, he is a very good manager. uh, he does not have to have any kind of emotions, for example. But then Daniel Goleman came and he came up with this theory of emotional intelligence, and he said that no, there must be some EIQ too. EIQ stands for emotional intelligence quotient. Emotional intelligence quotient. Coming up with the emotional intelligence point of view, Goleman said that a manager must have four characteristics, attributes that he called competencies in himself. Four competencies. Two out of them are related to the self personality of the managers, and two out of them are related to the people working with the managers. The two are self characteristics are self awareness, and second is self control. Now, self awareness is the understanding of the fact that uh, of manager himself, that on what specific things managers or a person himself might get emotional, uh, what makes him quite furious in nature, what are the situations in which he cannot control his emotions, and he can fire, he can make redundant, or he can sack a person from the job. What are the situations he will feel very emotional and happy, affectionate towards the people. These are the understandings of manager about himself, self-awareness, understanding of his own emotions, then self-control, not to behave accordingly, not to behave emotionally. This is called self-control. A person has reached in your office who is your finance manager and said that the water project in which we invested 7 million previous year has lost all of its worth, and we are facing loss of 3 million in that. No, you might get emotional on that, and you might want to fire or make that employee redundant immediately. But not showing your emotions at that time will be called self control. So manager must have two abilities, self awareness and self control. You will go to the organizations in future and you will find out, you're sitting in the larger meetings with the CEOs, you will always find that CEO is not uh, behaving like this. He hasn't started dancing on something that the project number 3 has earned $4 million profit, and he won't kick the tables that project number 4 has suffered with $2 million losses. He will stay silent. uh, his personality will not be open to all of you. So this is called self-awareness and self-control. This is necessary so that a manager should lead the people. If they start behaving like common people, it will become little difficult to lead the people. Then a second characteristic is uh, social awareness and social skill. And social skill, social awareness about the people who are working with you, identifying that why they are showing a certain set of behavior. For example, a person is coming to the office regularly on time since last 3 years, but suddenly he has started coming late. Now you want to identify that why he has started coming late. A manager's behavior, IQ behavior will be very simple about him. IQ behavior will be, okay, he's coming late, fine him, deduct his salary, that's it. But the leadership behavior, the emotional intelligence behavior will be different. They want to they will try to identify the core reason behind why the specific person has started doing certain holidays. Suddenly he was not doing since last 5 years, for example, but now he is doing there might be someone sick at his home. There might be some social problems with him, or some financial problems with him. There might be so many reasons. His car might not be good enough, and the car might be doing some problems daily on the way to office. So there might be some problems. Identifying those problems is called a social awareness. Now handling those problems in such a way that workers get motivated, their productivity increases, and they get more loyal to the business organizations. This is called a social skill. So these are the four competencies of Daniel Goleman emotional intelligence theory. Four competencies.